Hello, world. Welcome back to the No Suit Sports Podcast. It is your host. I am Chris. This is my boy Spin. And I hope everybody had a happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. We back. We back. We had to take a week off real quick, for the holidays. You know what I mean? To get everything situated, but I ain't gonna do that to y'all no more. We're good now. We good now. We here with the real, the raw, the rugged of this sports thing we do, how we do, and when we do. With that being said, my man, what's the first thing on the topic list?
Man, first and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope your New Year's resolutions are starting off as planned, and I pray that you have continued success. The first thing that we're going to jump into is a throwback topic. We got some NBA throwback topic, right? We got 6 players, right? And everybody knows there's only 5 players that can be on the court. So I'm going to name the 6, right? You got Steph Curry, you got Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Shaq. All 6 in their prime. Who are you pushing to the bench? That's the question of the day. Who are you going to push to the bench? These are some of the best players that we have ever seen touch a basketball. You know what I mean? And they all have strengths, weaknesses. Not many though. They don't have many weaknesses, but they all are great in their own right. So this is just a little fun question that we kind of wanted to pose and give ourselves something fun to kind of kick off the new year with and start the podcast with. So if you want me to kick it off, I kind of made it real simple on my end. And unfortunately, I had to put Kobe on the bench, man. When you talk about Steph, LeBron, Jordan, KD, and Shaq, I had to put Kobe to the bench. It was really simple from a standpoint of you can't put Shaq on the bench because he's the only big man in this equation. So Shaq automatically in. Then you got to think about who gonna run the point. I'd rather put, you could put Bryant at the point. That would be an option, but I'd rather go Steph. That's just his traditional spot. Then you come back and you get towards the core of the team, right? Where these other players can kind of play any position. But me personally, I see that there are 2 number 2 guards. That's Kobe and Jordan. LeBron can play the 3 or the 4. KD can play the 3 or the 4. So however they want to shake that out, one of them gonna play the 3, one gonna play the 4. That only left me with 2 number 2 shooting guards. And it was Jordan and Kobe. I had to go with Jordan. I don't think nobody would fight me over that. Kobe come off the bench and he the 6th man of the year. For me, it was real simple. Out of all these players, Kobe to me is probably the worst one. And that's not a slight. I probably didn't say that in the best way, but out of all these players, I would say Kobe ranks 6. Instead of saying he's the worst one, he's the 6th best player.
He's the last one on the list. That's what you're saying. He's the last one on the list.
And you still great. Don't get me wrong. I love Kobe. I love Kobe. You know what I mean? I in my New Year's resolution, I put every day I need to have the Mamba mentality.
Word.
I put that, and I'm gonna wear my Kobe's every day when I go to the gym to make sure that I don't. I bring that spirit with me. But at the end of the day, out of these 6 players, we're not ranking them on who my favorites are. If we were ranking on who my favorites are, he wouldn't be last. But if we're ranking realistically on when it comes to the basketball court, their play, he'd be 6. And so, he's the 6th man of the year.
This man on Kobe head like that. Okay. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. We love you, man.
R.I.P., my man.
Rest in peace. I put Kobe 6 too. I ain't gonna lie. I'll put him on the bench. I put him on the bench. Like you said, my logic is the same as yours. There's two people in the same position. One is arguably the greatest ever. Kobe is too, but it's like that's almost if you ask somebody else, say Michael Jordan. Can't put him on the bench. Kobe, and what I did, like you said, the 6th man of the year thing. I think Kobe will take that such slighted that he's gonna break any 6th man of the year records, everything. You know what I mean? He's gonna go crazy. This team right here, though, like I thought about in the modern game, if it's today's game, you probably could get away with putting Shaq on the bench, but Shaq, people see some of Shaq highlights as far as all he do is he can't shoot free throws. Shaq was a monster in the paint. almost, unguardable. Yao Ming used to get the best of him every now and then, but you can't let go of something like that. Some at a position that's such, he changed the position in such a way that have a driving force behind it. You can't put Shaq on the bench because, especially, you have such a crazy core. You know what I mean? In a Jordan, LeBron, Steph. This team would never lose a game, like ever, ever. But yeah, I had to put Kobe on the bench. Had that man feel slighted, go crazy, mess around, and be better than Jordan, have Jordan on the bench, and he'll do the same thing. So, you know what I mean? We had the same in it.
Yeah. It's one of them things where you just kind of got to run with it and let it play itself out. Luckily, this would never be a team. I don't think this team would actually work practically just because of the players that's on the team. I don't think that well, we seen when Kobe played with another dominant player, that shit didn't work out long term. Right. Obviously, they won when they were together, but egos and things like that, it doesn't work long term.
Yeah.
You see what's going on with Jordan and Pippen right now.
The
only, KD, Bryant, and Steph, they're of a new era, so they could do it, but I don't think Kobe, Jordan, and Shaq would be I shouldn't say able, but be as willing to even participate in a team like this from jump. So luckily we ain't got to see that. We don't want to see nobody having to, come to blows and things like that. But this would be what would have been more interesting is since it was 3-3, we should have put them on three versus three and said who would win. But it would probably whoever had Shaq was gonna win. So never mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really depends on how you break it because Steph is the greatest 3-point shooter ever. And if he was on one team, Shaq on the other, give me 3 versus 2 every day. You know what I'm saying? 3 versus 2, 3 versus 2. This
even with Steph being the best 3-point shooter ever, he's still not at a high percentage than Shaq is shooting them goddamn tools. So when he does make it, and he's gonna make it a whole hell of a lot, you are gonna get more points. But he's still not even shooting 50%. You know what I mean? Whereas Shaq on them dunks, nobody 99.9.
I feel like nobody will be able to. They don't. If you don't have a center, you're not gonna be able to guard. I mean, the only way you will really, I guess, you can try to defend it is by on offense, like running him around. That he's tired. You know what I mean? That he don't have his legs underneath him. But yeah, that would be just a hard thing to do.
Round 3, you got to play half court too, though.
That's true. That's also true. I mean, they be running full court. Be interesting. In the Big 3 tournament, don't they run full court?
Nah, Big 3 they play half court.
Oh shoot, well, yeah, that'd be
ain't nobody playing 3-on-3 full court.
Yeah,
They'd be tired as hell.
But I definitely feel you as far as the whole thing goes. You said the older players versus the new generation. I do think you have a good point with it because we've seen Steph and KD. They can do their thing. You know what I mean? Brian, not selfish at all. But when you get to Kobe, Jordan, and Shaq, Kobe and Shaq, of course, they cool 9 and everything. They squashed they did squash everything. But they wish that they won more. So maybe in hindsight, you could be like, okay, look, we can do this. But those players, it'd probably be hard, man.
Yeah, you see what's going on with Jordan and Pippen right now. So even that wasn't as
I don't think.
As it seemed.
Yeah, Jordan was I don't even know how to call it, a kind of a crazy player as far as want everything out of you. I think Pippen is kind of off, especially nowadays. Pippen is kind of off. I don't know. Pippen dabbled in something. You know what I mean? Some dabbled in something, but that boy.
Pippen just I feel like Pippen just won his credit, which he does deserve it. He does deserve a little bit more credit because you already know how history, and it happens for everybody. It's going to happen for my favorite player, which is LeBron James. Yeah. History is going to be, it's going to be exaggerated, and he's going to be made to be even greater than he is. LeBron James is great, but in history, he's going to be even greater than this. Yeah. And that's what happened with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was great, but history always makes it, exaggerates it. The story is always bigger than it was because you will be led to believe that he only played 6 seasons and he won every time that he touched the basketball, which isn't true. And he didn't win until he got Scottie Pippen. So to say that Scottie Pippen don't deserve that credit, Scottie does deserve that credit. And there are some games that you can really pull up where Scottie pulled them out of losing and stuff like that, where Scottie had to do the dirty work and he didn't get the credit for it. So I can understand where he's coming from. I think he's going about it the wrong way. But there are games where, in the playoffs, where Scottie won them the playoff series. Like this, I ain't making this up. Like this is, it really happened. So, and nobody knows. I don't even know what game, but I do know it happened. I just can't remember the game, but I bet if I talk to somebody that loves Michael Jordan, they can tell me every game-winning shot that Michael Jordan made in the playoffs. And that's just how history is going to be written for the people that are beloved, unfortunately.
I feel I definitely agree with you. But like you said, how he's going about it, I don't know what's wrong with Scottie. Well, I guess I got kind of think about it because if he never got this credit all these years, this ain't Michael Jordan, and then he quote unquote like a sidekick instead of like a 1A, 1B type thing. Yes, Michael Jordan is and was great, but you have to put that asterisk with that with Scottie. You know what I mean? They try to put everything on Michael as far as he did everything. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? And like you said, exaggerated. But I don't know. I feel like Scottie been just on. Scottie just snowballing. Like, didn't somebody? I ain't worry about it. I'm about to say, a current NBA player mess with his wife and different things like that. Like Scottie been going through it. Scottie be going through it. He just was trying to get accolades some way. You know what I mean?
Like why I say I understand what he's saying. I just don't like the way he's going about it because I feel like he does have a case. It's just, when you go about it like that, it's just gonna be discredited, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have a case, and why aren't you making the case that you have is beyond me. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, folks? I don't know. That's a good point, though. That's a very good point.
But bro got a great case and just won't make it. You want to make your case the way you want to make it, and that's just not gonna work, bro. You gotta bring the facts.
I think probably his almost anger of being slighted is so built up that he felt like, all right, maybe I am the best, or you know what I mean? Like I was the best player type thing. So it's like he exaggerated his own self.
No, I'm not gonna say that now. No, hey, no. But without Scottie, I don't think this Michael Jordan thing is gonna be what it is. But also without Michael Jordan, we probably wouldn't even know who Scottie Pippen is like at all. So he got to kind of, you got to kind of give and take, bro. It's a little bit of this and it's a little bit of that.
Facts. Definitely facts on it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll leave that at that. We'll leave that one at that. You know what I mean? It was a fun little throwback getting into the, the Scottie and Jordan thing. It sucks to see though. Like I don't like seeing people that were, of course, once friends and teammates be at opposite ends, but it's life.
It's life, bro. It's life.
And you know what else life is? These whoopings that we came in college football. Boy, oh my goodness. Ew, my goodness. For those who didn't watch or didn't know, the college football playoffs started over the weekend. New Year's Eve to be exact. And we had, Alabama versus Cincinnati, Michigan versus Georgia. And it looked like we're having a rematch, folks, of the SEC championship. Alabama handled Cincinnati. I don't know what Michigan did. Georgia showed Michigan that you don't have a good enough recruiting class to compete with us. And we're going to have a rematch. So with that being said, like, what do you take from these games going into the final championship, and who's going to take it off?
Man, honestly, for Cincinnati, I want to give them a hand. I give Cincinnati's defense a hand. Cincinnati defense was for real. The cornerbacks that they have, the defensive game plan that they came out with, it didn't start off. I mean, you was talking about it didn't start off like like they planned. But as the game kind of got into it, Alabama wasn't moving the ball like that. Now, of course, the score won't reflect that because Cincinnati's offense was so, inept. They just couldn't really do anything. That's somebody who needed. They were just out, man. And it all starts on the D line. The difference between a lot of people talk about like the SEC. Really, they just talking about Alabama and Georgia. Not everybody in it, but the difference is the lineman. There's no substitute for the lineman that they have. There's no game plan for having the lineman that Alabama had. And that's really where they lost the game at. They lost the game right there on the line of scrimmage. Because everywhere else they were evenly matched. It looked like nothing like, Alabama had a couple big plays, which are things that you're gonna have if you have time to throw the ball. But as far as just matching up, they did a really good job. Other than that, though, I got to give Alabama a hand because even with that being said, they still found a way to go ahead and come out and win the game. I'm very interested to see, this rematch in the championship game because hopefully Georgia can come on with it and bring a little bit more heart to the game. They both got everything to lose right now, so I think it'll be a little bit different as far as the matchup. Should I jump into Michigan? We can really skip over what Michigan did.
Nah, go ahead. Jump into Michigan.
Really skip over what Michigan did. Boy, Michigan came out there and fooled me. Boy, the Michigan had me fooled. And I don't even know why I got fooled by Michigan. It was really on me because the athletes just weren't there. And I don't know if it was the grass that they was playing on out there in Miami, if the humidity got to them, if they were jet lagged or what happened. But it just, I seen a play and I had to remember the dude's name because I wanted to give him a shout out. Number 17 for Georgia. His last name is Dean. Dean. I know. Dean is what it says on the back of his jersey. The running back was flexed out to the left. They ran jet motion all the way across the field. So this dude started on the left numbers and ran all the way to the right numbers. They threw the man the ball, and he got tackled for a loss by this same dude. I'm talking about. It was like, bro, how did you make that play? A lot of people don't understand because he's like 10, 15 yards away from the man.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the ball in there, he closed, and it was just an amazing play. And I was just like, all right. It's a linebacker. This was a linebacker.
And they ran a jet sweep with the wideout. Linebackers guarding them on the numbers.
On the
linebacker. If y'all don't know, I know we talking, more of a higher level. If you don't know, a linebacker should never be matched up with a wide receiver like that on the numbers at that. If I see that and I know that I have a better athlete as a quarterback, I am checking. And if it's safety not over top, I'm checking. You are going long. I'm throwing you the ball or do some type of post corner something. This man was able to, mind you, his space is a whole bunch of big linemen in between y'all. And he's coming from one side of the field to the other. That's it's like 50 yards side of the field as far as he probably ran like 30 yards coming like this. Exactly. And tackled a wide receiver in the backfield. At that point.
No. Look, I didn't describe it right. So it was man to man. So it was a running back. They flexed the running back out wide left. And that's how they knew it was man to man. So it was a great check by the quarterback. It's just that man was a great athlete. Because they had the linebacker lined up, I guess they say, okay, well, we finna motion, there's nothing he can do. But it was everything that he did. Bro was just an athlete. And I was just like, all right, this game is probably going to be over because they have better players. And that's when I text you and I said, yeah, bro, they just need a better recruiting class.
You don't have
it. 4 more years.
There's
nothing you can do about that.
Hey, at all, especially if you just don't have.
I can't put that on the coaches, nothing. Like y'all that was the perfect call for that. Like flex the running back out, identify the coverage. All right, we see this man. Okay, it's a safety over the top. We don't want to throw the fade. Boom, let's throw the jet. Well, fuck, what we gonna do?
not a thing. If your running back having a head start running and can't outrun a linebacker, hey man. We just don't have the athletes.
It's gonna be a long day, and it was
definitely a long day. and the score was 34-11, and that's
A
not even
lot to a little bit.
Yeah, it don't even reflect how the game actually went. Like Michigan played timid, scared, and I really wanted it for as far as like a Alabama versus Michigan or Cincinnati versus Michigan for like the historic level of it, having Harbaugh actually come in, but just seeing, and even though Alabama and Georgia probably wasn't rightfully ranked because of what they did in the regular season, these are obviously two of the best teams. These are the two best teams, and it showed. And it sucks to see though, because it's like Michigan wanted to play Georgia. It's like, oh my goodness, we don't have it. Cincinnati, of course, we didn't expect anything, and we get a rematch. We get a rematch of SEC championship, and it's gonna be if Georgia wins it, wouldn't it be like the three different SEC teams win it? Back to back to back type like that. Because we had LSU, Alabama, and it'd be Georgia, right? That's just crazy to think about it like that, because Michigan and Cincinnati represent two different conferences, and it's like, do we even match up with it? Like, what can we do at this point? We just don't have it.
And then you can do when it's gonna be like that. But like I said, ain't nothing you can do about that. But one thing is gonna change is these new with this NIL recruiting is about to be different. And like I said, the main things where there be difference. Like I said, it's not the SEC. It's these. We can even add LSU. It's these three teams in the SEC. It's the LSU Tigers, the Alabama Crimson Tide, and the Georgia Bulldogs. And you can really kind of sub in LSU and Georgia in and out each year. It's really Bama every year. And then, one other team. It's not the full thing. So, but the main difference is going to be that D-line. The D-line for these teams is just like unreal. Like when you look at Alabama's D-line next to Cincinnati's offensive line, you can tell the difference, bro.
Yeah, like we were talking about off the whatever workout plan, supplements, anything that these guys are getting, it's crazy to see, bro. Y'all don't understand looking at it's like an 18, 19-year-old, and we play sports, so we understand, what you're supposed to look like and everything. But these dudes, first and foremost, hit the genetic lottery. Secondly, got some type of first and foremost hit the genetic lottery. Secondly, have this crazy workout regimen that they're doing that have you going up looking up an offensive line, and I'm a D line. I'm looking like UJV. I'm varsity, bro. It just don't. It don't make no sense.
It makes no sense, bro. And then they have all of them. They don't just have one. All of them. Like that's what be blowing my mind. But that's why I say these new NIL deals are you're not gonna have, or I don't think you should have the 18 5-stars sitting on the bench at Alabama. Now they probably not gonna go to Cincinnati, but they gonna spread out. They might go to USC, or Texas gonna get a lot of them now. Texas A&M, like they're gonna spread out, and so, hopefully they spread out, and so it should create more parity.
You're right on that. First and foremost, I want to say Cincinnati running back. He was a really good running back this year. I think he had like 1,200 yards or something like that. But he transferred from Alabama. He was sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? It just don't make no sense. But A&M did have the best recruiting class so far. They had the best recruiting class.
Jimbo gonna do that.
Jimbo gonna recruit. But that's the thing. Will it introduce just another? Like say this SEC team. Say if it is Georgia, Alabama, we know those two. Then A&M. You know what I mean? Say if Brian Kelly with LSU do it, like will it be four SEC teams in the college playoffs, since they don't want to expand it? Like imagine just saying that. You think so?
It is going to be, especially now that you got another powerhouse team. So in the playoffs, you're usually going to have two SEC teams, Oklahoma and Ohio State. Those are the pretty much the playoff team. Now Oklahoma's going to the SEC, so that make you three. We ain't even gonna say Oklahoma going, but Oklahoma, Texas are going, and then A&M is already there. So it's just gonna be a SEC tournament at the end of the day. And shit, that's just how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be, because those are the biggest schools. And you add USC, I say add USC into it, and maybe Oregon, or especially with the NIL deals with Nike being headquartered out there, they can maybe do something. but it's really just gonna be them because you got Texas, University of Texas about to do the fool just because they have so much money. Like they just there's no choice. A&M gonna do the fool because they in Texas as well. And then you got, like you said, you got your regular teams that always do the fool. So I think it is gonna be an SEC tournament.
I want to see something different though. I do want them to expand it, and hopefully it's NIL deals kind of shake it up. But from what we've seen, I think A&M was 1, Bama was 2, I think Georgia was 3. So in recruit class that is, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna see how that go.
But it come down to these coaches too, because I want to say Texas had like a top 10 recruiting class a couple years in a row, and it didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So the coaches gotta coach too. Georgia always has a top 10 recruiting class, like no matter what. And I ain't seen Georgia capitalize on that ever. So they coach need to coach as well. A&M just got Jimbo Fisher, so we're gonna see what they do. But Jimbo is a pretty good coach, so I think that's gonna add. Now that he's starting to, it take about 3-4 years for your recruits to actually get in and do something. So I think A&M gonna be good, add a little parity, but I don't think it's gonna be parity among conferences. I just think parity among which SEC team win it.
Dang, I want to see something different just because I want to see Cincinnati represent their conference, Michigan represent theirs, or Clemson fell off. They had a run for a minute. Just people represent different conferences instead of it just being an SEC tournament, because then that brings the picture. And if they don't expand this, these teams have to play each other. So somebody going to either get slighted, or somebody like a Cincinnati who go undefeated gonna get slighted by Alabama who probably have one loss, because they're like, okay, man, look, we got to put this team in. And it might be right,
they got to come play.
Yeah, it might be right, but at the same time, it's a broken system, and they don't have no solution. They're like, F it, it'll figure itself out.
They got to come play. They got to come play. They got to come and play one of the teams down there. You got to figure out a way to put one of those teams on your schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
You figure out a way to put Notre Dame on your schedule. You got to figure out a way to put, one of them on your schedule.
Yeah, that's true.
Got how many teams in the SEC? It's the biggest conference, like 85 teams in the SEC. So you figure out to play.
I think we got like 12 or 14. One of them.
With Oklahoma and Texas at it.
Okay, yeah, 30.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you figure out a way to play one, because that's gonna be the only way. To me, the only way that anybody gonna be able to get in, because it's too many teams.
I didn't even think about that part, but that's too deep for the intro. We'll wait to see. I'm excited to see Texas and Oklahoma come in. Excited to see A&M keep
on sooner, baby.
Yeah, you gonna.
It's gonna be live, bro.
You about to regret it.
Like, there's never gonna be a dull game. All the games gonna be.
That's true.
Or not all the games, but every week there's gonna be like damn, we got this game this week. We got this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Being that many teams, that's gonna be live. We love it. It's gonna be the playoffs every week.
Yeah, because college football, those wins matter a lot. Like, you can't have a 4-loss season. You know what I mean?
But it's gonna happen though.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Like, you might have the best team in the nation have 3 losses.
You ain't got the best team, my man. Hey.
You could, though. Think about it. If you run in the schedule, if Alabama they got to play Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma. Hey, bro, you can mess around and lose 2 or 3 of them games and you still be cold. Don't mind Florida. Florida might be good every now and again.
Yeah.
You might lose one of them.
Damn.
And still be cold.
Come and bring it to the SEC. Hey, just put everybody in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Just put everybody, instead of having all this Power 5 different, put everybody in the same thing, and then make things reflect like that.
But, hey, they don't do that. Money wise, they not do that.
They want that money.
Not split that bread.
At all.
They're not going to split that bread. But that's how you know it's going to be an SEC tournament. You got Oklahoma and Texas, I think, are like 2 of the top 5 grossing teams. Texas number 1, like, by far. And then the SEC has got to be the top grossing conference. So you add that to that. I mean, it's going to be a bias. Like, it's already a bias like think about what the bias is going to be now, adding two powerhouses as far as money is concerned to this conference. That's going to be crazy.
I'm with it. You know, I like SEC. I'm LSU. You gonna be the same
I do
way.
now.
Yeah,
Boomer sooner, baby. I do now.
But y'all ain't coming to like 2023, so we'll see. 2023, 2024, something like that.
We gonna be trash until then anyway. Hey, Brent Venables been doing his thing though. So hey, Boomer sooner, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Moving right along. We gonna jump into some more football. We have the NFL playoff picture really solidifying. Next week is the last week, and we're gonna really see what these teams are playing. And we had an exciting week this week as far as things are shifting around. We're gonna see what happens next. What happens next week, rather. And my question to you, my man, is who do you think going to the conference championship? How you think these playoffs go? Align and win it all. Well, we say win it all. We say win it all. How you think these playoffs going to shape out?
I had to go ahead and get it pulled up. Right now, we got in the AFC, we got Tennessee, the number 1 seed, Kansas City, the number 2 seed, the Bengals, the number 3 seed.
Joe,
number 4 seed is Buffalo. And the number 5 seed is New England. 6 is Las Vegas, and Indianapolis is 7. Both, I mean, neither one of them I don't think are gonna make any noise. But congratulations, on making the playoffs for sure.
I think they changed it. They got Indy then Chargers. They got reformatted it.
Oh yeah. Oh, because Indy lost.
Yeah.
Indy lost, and the Chargers won.
And the Chargers like they won, so it's Indy. Then the Chargers and Las Vegas. They got the tiebreaker of Las Vegas based on head-to-head. So it's 6 Indy, 7 Chargers.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, it doesn't matter. I got. I'm not too sure exactly how it could work out, but I think the two, as far as wins and losses, who would go play who after a win. But I think the two best teams, although I love Tennessee, and before the season I had Tennessee going to the AFC Championship game, and they are the 1 seed, which is great. But I got Kansas City and New England at this point because I think the defense that New England is playing right now, they just put up 50 today. I don't know they played Jacksonville, but they still put up 50 points. Regardless, everybody done played Jacksonville. No, who put up 50?
50. By 50, my man.
50 though. Yeah, man. So they put up 50. So I got Kansas City and New England going, man. I think like I said, I love the defense that New England is playing. I know I was rough on Mac Jones early, but when you talk about the defense they playing and being able to put up 50, however you get it done, hey bro, just get it done. Right. We'll save who going. In the NFC, that's tough. The NFC is tough. You got Green Bay being the 1 seed, which I do not like because everybody know how I feel about these snow games. It's not cool. But going to the championship, I'm gonna run with Green Bay, and I'm gonna run with the Rams. I'm gonna run with Green Bay, and I'm gonna run with the Rams going.
And to finish off that list, because Green Bay won Rams too. They got Tampa, Dallas, Arizona, San Fran, and Philly as it stands. Mm-hmm. It might change a little bit
to do something, but we gotta figure some things out right
now. They just lost tonight, huh?
They lost to the Cardinals. Yep, to the Cardinals. Yep.
Yeah, that definitely was a good game and a true test. I do like Dallas as far as what they're doing. I don't think they're quite there yet as far as, trying to advance. They might, depending on the seed, they might mess around and go home first round. And it sucks because the NFC is so talented that it's like somebody have to lose, of course. But
somebody got to lose.
AFC, I like your picks. I want to see New England go, but I think they're a little bit shy too, as far as making it to the conference championship, as far as, having that maturity. Granted, Mac Jones did come from Alabama and is used to that winning culture. I just don't think they have enough offensive power. Their defense is amazing. Enough offensive power to gather them through it, like especially if they're playing another team. Say we're going Buffalo might score a lot. New England got to keep up that scoring, but Buffalo, they're up and down. I'm gonna go with especially my man come back for the playoffs, AFC Championship. I'm going Tennessee Titans. I'm going Kansas City Chiefs.
Who coming back?
Derrick Henry.
What injury Derrick Henry have?
Some type of foot injury. I think I don't know if he broke his foot.
Oh, he had like an ACL or something. If Derrick Henry coming back, well, I'm going with Tennessee. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he had like. You said it earlier. That's why I was just like, I thought you forgot what injury he had.
No,
it's not that you repeat yourself. I know that you meant it.
Yeah, I know you had confidence in your pick. Derrick Henry, I want to say he had surgery on his foot or something, but it wasn't severe to keep him out the whole season. I think he could come back now, but they're precautionary waiting for the playoffs. Exactly. So,
we'll scrap that. Give me Tennessee and give me Kansas City.
I love to see it.
I'm keeping my pick then. Yeah.
I love to see it, especially because Tennessee, if they have it figured out, what Tennessee used to run with problems the last couple of years in the playoffs, people will load the box up and say, okay, what you going to do? Well, Derrick Henry is amazing, but this is the playoff. It's all or nothing. If he can't be Superman, then, they whole plan is foiled. So now without Derrick Henry, seeing them spread it a little bit more, yet still have a nice little ground game, but they have different pieces in play. And it's like, okay, maybe we could do a little bit something else, incorporate what we good at. Now they can't just stack the box, have 8 people in the box that Derrick Henry can't do anything. You better, watch what you're doing, because we might go over top. We might, do a little different design plays that they can be dangerous. So Tennessee might mess around and beat Kansas City, but we ain't gonna go that far. Yeah. We're gonna see how.
We ain't going that far yet, but for the record, I'm sticking with Tennessee to the AFC Championship game. If Derrick Henry coming back, I didn't know that was a possibility.
Yeah, that man missed like 6 games and still
that's why
number 2 in yards. It don't make no sense. It don't make any sense. NFC is a little bit tougher than me. I don't believe in Tampa, honestly. Tampa might knock off somebody. It's gonna be something.
We gotta touch that AB thing today too.
Ooh, Antonio Brown, my man, what are you doing? Anywho, Tampa. I think they might knock off somebody for no reason, because they might knock off someone and then get blown out the next game. There's no consistency. I think they're gonna miss Leonard Fournette. I don't know if he will come back or he gone, like for the playoffs and everything. But I might have to go with Green Bay just because the number 1 seed. It might continue to be number 1 seed, and they're playing well. But I don't know, man. Green Bay kind of be iffy with me, but I think I'm gonna take Green Bay and the Rams as well. The Rams, I like to see them, continue to keep striding. Stafford I don't know what his head be sometimes. You know what I mean? Because Stafford, you go ball, my man.
His ass.
Somewhere that ain't what it's supposed to be. Stafford, you could ball, but it's like you're making silly mistakes. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Green Bay and the Rams too.
Okay. Wait, who you ran with? So you ran with Kansas City, Tennessee, and then Green Bay and Rams?
Yeah, we're the same.
Oh, cool.
We're the same. We're gonna see. I don't know. NFC, it might get interesting though, because like I said, they have a lot of talent. San Fran might knock somebody off.
I love San Fran.
No, he love it. That they're not gonna make it very far, but they might knock somebody off. You know what I'm saying? These different teams, it's just, I don't know. It could go so many different ways, and especially in NFC. AFC, I feel like it's a little bit more okay. I know the Kansas City Chiefs gonna be there. Just by how they've been coming together, especially late. That's what it's all about in football, coming together late. In the middle of the season, if you're still trying to figure out whatever, if you coming together and clicking late, oh yeah, you're gonna be dangerous. So Kansas City, I know gonna be there. I think it might be Tennessee, but something can happen. But I know Kansas City gonna be there. That's the one thing for sure. I know in both conferences, Kansas City gonna be there.
Yeah, I feel that way as well.
Okay.
But they got some teams that done came on in the AFC, like the Bengals. The Bengals, you not just gonna show up and play. The only thing I just think, obviously in the playoffs, or you never know, but hopefully in the playoffs, I shouldn't say hopefully because I ain't got no dog in the fight. But in the playoffs, I just think that, teams will come with a better game plan to say, okay, somebody go over there and guard Jamar Chase. Somebody. Maybe a couple somebodies, but whoever
anybody
is in charge of making sure he don't go for 300 yards, I think that they'll do a good job. I don't think he's going to get shut down. I just don't think he's going to go for 300.
Right.
And I think that, they can be beat if he don't. But shit, you never know. I'm sure Kansas City at halftime said, you know what, bro? He not getting the ball no more. And he still was getting the ball. So
he did not care.
And that's why I'm like, so you never know. The Bengals look good. Buffalo, if Buffalo show up, with a good team, with a A team instead of a B team, they cold, And then in the NFC, like you said, they got some teams that could fluke win.
Yeah, because imagine if Philly wound up playing Tampa or something, and they could mess around and beat them. It's just crazy because how, first and foremost, these teams have talent in the NFC, but they also, some might be up and down with the Rams, Tampa, stuff like that. So it's like,
exactly,
we don't know what's gonna happen. As far as AFC go, I like the Bills a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Bills a lot. I just hate that. I feel like it's such a simple problem to fix. Just get a running game, and it's not like something that they're actually fixing. So becoming so one-dimensional, especially in the passing game, that you limit yourself so much. You throw the ball 3 times, you're only taking 20 seconds off the clock, and it's like, okay, oh, dang, well, they got the ball again. And it's like, that's not going to work, especially in the playoffs. But
I be feeling like the Bills be overrated, and almost because of that schedule, that stats kind of get, pushed further than they should be. And I don't know. I ain't on the Bills. I don't think they trash, but I just ain't on the Bills. I don't think that they'll win a playoff game.
You said they're overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated. That's wild. Huh.
What they say?
Overrated.
Yeah, bro. I don't think they're gonna win a playoff game. No matter who they match up with. Like I think they're gonna be, if there's 7 playoff teams, they are the 7th the best team. Although they might not be the 7th seed, I think they're gonna be the 7th best team.
It's gonna be interesting. Say because as it currently is, they will be matched up with who? I want to say is it New England? Yes, it's New England.
I think it's New England.
So as it is, that same would be a third time, right?
Yeah.
1 versus 1. And you'll take New England over the Bills like that?
You think that that Bill Belichick is gonna go 1-2 against one team?
Nah, I don't
see it happening.
I don't, for the simple fact that Bill got his defense back, and that's what, for those who don't know, that's what really drove the Tom Brady type winning, that having that defense. If the Bills had a running game, I might, okay, it might be,
Exactly.
Nah, they can't do that.
That's why I said I don't even think that second game they played, I don't think Bill Belichick wanted to show anything. And he notorious for doing that whenever, like when that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady thing was going on, they play at the end of the season, Bill Belichick, the Colts win, blowout. Get to the playoffs, Colts be at 3 points. it just, that's how he do. And then even going further, Bill Belichick got his defense, and now he got a corner. J.C. Jackson is balling. J.C. Jackson like 2nd or 3rd interceptions. That's all Bill Belichick needs. Every time he has a corner, like an elite corner, I'm not saying J.C. Jackson is elite just yet, but if he does become elite, I'm going to think that they're going to win a Super Bowl. Every time he has Stephon Gilmore, Super Bowl. Darrelle Revis, Super Bowl. Ty Law, couple Super Bowls. Every time he have an elite corner, he's going to win a Super Bowl. Like if he can cut off that section of the field, it's over.
It's over. And I don't think he get enough credit as being a brilliant defensive mind, because especially if, I don't need to cut off a section, I only have to work with this. Oh yeah, you're not scoring.
Over with.
And say if you did score in the first quarter, second quarter, We gonna regroup. You ain't scoring.
Yeah, he might not shut you out, but bro, 17 points is a stretch.
That's a good day. It's a good day. Oh man. We definitely looking forward to these playoffs games. We're gonna keep y'all updated. Oh my goodness. I think it's gonna be a good one this year. Real good.
Oh yeah.
A real good one.
Like you said, yeah.
For sure. But man, look, we appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. Appreciate y'all. Catch us on your favorite streaming platforms. Catch us on Instagram. Catch us on YouTube. You know, walk out with your boys. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all. We here every week, and we out.